The following program was produced by WordSeed Inc., a nonprofit organization. Peace and blessings, family. What you are watching right now is a slideshow that tells you all about the Speak series. You can submit your words at www.wordseedinc.org, the Speak series. Have some fun looking around on that website. And as you can see, we have a couple of more events coming up every Friday. There happens to be 5 of them in April. Every Friday at 7 p.m., you should find yourself happy at the Speak series on Facebook Live. Next month, you'll be able to watch this whole archive on YouTube and on the website and at Patterson Public Library. I'm a little bit biased, right? Patterson Poetry, that's what I'm thinking about all the time. So welcome to the Speak series. This is the Youth Open Mic. If you are interested in being on the open mic, click the link in the description, and then you can join us in the Zoom room. Alternatively, you can submit for another show. So thank you very much for being here. Let me introduce a couple of people in just a moment. While you are looking at these slides, take a picture of them. Download them from the Facebook page. Put it in your calendar. Like, does it sound like hypnotism? Put it in your calendar. Make it a part of your life. All right. Welcome to the Speak series. Happy Poetry Month, family. This is like a national holiday for us. It is very appropriate to say Happy Poetry Month to poets that you might see in the world. Say Happy Poetry Month to anybody. This way, if they didn't know that it was Poetry Month, they know now. Happy Poetry Month to all of you. We are joined by some really amazing people tonight. We have Amethyst Cottrell, who is a member of the WordSeed Inc. board. That makes her a WordSeed Inc. poet. She is coming to us from the West Coast. She's all the way 3,000 miles away from where I am in Seattle, Washington. Amethyst, say hi to all the people.
Hello, all the people.
Hello, all the people. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share this link that you are watching from on Facebook Live. And we also have here with us today Ashante Gordon, who is an amazing local scholar here in Paterson, New Jersey. Ashante has everything in the world going for her, and we applaud her uprising for all of the cool things that she's doing. She will share what she wants to share about it. Let's say hi to Ashante.
Hi, everyone.
Ashante, you're going to tilt your camera down just a little bit so we see your whole beautiful face. There it is. Thank you, friend. And we have some other guests here in the place. Do you want to say hi, Lena?
Hello, ladies. I'm looking forward to this evening. Love hearing from the youth, especially here in Jersey.
Lena is being very modest. Lena does her own open mic series, and she curates a beautiful, beautiful, I'm going to call it set. Can I say set, Lena? They're in Jersey City. And so we're excited that she's on because she is a big deal. Not that you are not. You are a big deal too. All of you are a big deal. Okay, so we are here tonight because we have some open mic and we have some poetry that people have sent in that we're going to read. And since it is an open mic, I think we should start with open mic. Amethyst, no, let's start with one of the poems that came through the mail. That way nobody feels on the spot. Amethyst, you want to start and read something from the mail?
Yes, I will grab one.
So while Amethyst is picking that up, you are going to share this with your friends. Just click the share button, tag people who you think are in love with poetry, and don't forget to say Happy Poetry Month. I thought that was enough time.
Yes, it is enough time. I'm ready. Okay. This poem is by Sarai Orozco. I apologize if I say that name wrong. And I will start now. I thought I had forgotten, but it all came back tonight with the spring rain and a rush of rain. I remembered the darkened path where we stood while the rain swept by, rain gripping the earth apart. The passing motor buses swayed, for the street was a river of rain lashed into waves. Thunder swept by like a mom dusting a dirty house. We stood there like a lamp on a dark night. After that, I thought that we were going to go, flying from the strong winds, gripping the ground.
Snap it up for Sarai. Snapping it up for Sarai. For people who don't know about this, somebody in 1960 decided that poets were cooler than those other audiences that clap. And so we have adopted this from 1960 beat poets who decided that we should be snapping, and it has survived longer than our perceived civil rights, right? We are snapping it up. So thank you for that. Next up, we're gonna have, Ashante read her words. Ashante is reading her original words, and I'm just gonna be quiet and let her do it.
The title is Dear Future Child. Dear future child, why is the world cruel and merciless? I pondered these questions and realized that the world isn't cruel. It's the people. The Constitution was created for the white male, not us. And though people have amended their views, some still would rather see us lynched than holding hands. My beautiful black bundle of joy, whatever the struggle, endure it and have panache, because like your ancestors, you'll have no silver platter. You have to fight for your success. You'll have to fight for your success. Let your ancestors inspire you as I aspire for you to be the greatest of your time. Whether that's a world leader or a clerk, I'll be proud of your endeavors. Be the greatest of your time, but I don't mean acclaimed or affluent. Have the intelligence to love and appreciate that every person's life has value. Of course, be dubious and skeptical, as this will help you in times of deceptiveness. Now, I am bettering myself, working to be successful and pushing past my limits. You'll do the same. Whatever I have now or in the future, you'll have more. You'll achieve more and be superior to me. In apprehension and trepidation that your world will be the same, please push past the status quo. The world is filled with people consumed with their inferiority, who conceal it by claiming superiority. Lastly, you will never gain anything in life without self-pride and self-fulfilling prophecy, because just as everything ends with you, it also begins with you. Solemnly, Mom.
I gotta tell you, as a mother, I really appreciate those words so much. As a Black mother, I really appreciate those words so much. And can I tell some secrets, Ashante? Can I tell some secrets? All right. Ashante has been my student for 2 years, and I really appreciate that poem because I feel like maybe being around a writer helped a little bit, but I'm self-grandizing there. She's brilliant without any help. And this particular piece of writing has just won her a contest that was open to some of the most brilliant people. So on April 21st, she is going to collect her cash and her other awards for this poem. Clapping it up for Ashante Gordon, who is the superstar. I told you, you didn't believe me, but now you do. Thank you so much, Ashante. Stick around in case if you have anything else you want to read, if there's anything else you want to do, just interact with us, talk about other people's poems. You are definitely welcome to do that. So thank you very much for sticking around. Let's go out here to the open mic. If you are a person who's ready for open mic, go ahead and put your name in the chat. Put your name in the chat. What is the chat? The chat, that's a new word. Put your name in the chat, and then we'll call up on you. Don't be scared. Nobody's here to do anything strange to you. It's going to be a lovely, lovely experience for you. So if you're ready, put your name in the chat. In the meantime, I'm going to read something from a youth who submitted their poem online. This person's name is Adrian. Adrian says, pardon my profile, family. Adrian says, I kind of like the springtime because it isn't too hot or cold. It's just warm. But one thing I don't like about spring is that I usually get sick. Allergies start to kick in and I don't like that. Another thing that I don't like is that I got so used to the weather being cold and then spring hit and now it's warm. Some days can be very hot and some days can be cold. And overall, spring isn't my favorite, but it isn't the worst. There are ups and downs, but I like summer best. Listen, sometimes you just need to talk about what's on your mind. That's Adrian. He is a 7th grader in Paterson, New Jersey, just talking about it. Just talk about what's on your mind. All right, I didn't see any names go in the chat, so I'm gonna have to just call you out because, you know, I can see if you're ready to be in the open mic. Let me read one more from a person who sent online. I'm being picky. This one is very, very short. This is Dorian. Dorian says, don't wait for tomorrow like something is going to happen. Do it all day, because if tomorrow doesn't come, you'll never regret that day. Very nice. Super sweet. Sometimes you got to be Confucius about it. Happy Poetry Month, people. If you are just joining in, I see some people coming into the Speak series online. And so let me just say hi to you. Hi, Duana. Duana is a big deal, by the way. Hi, Duana. Look at this. People in the back room are excited. Hi, Max. Max says peace, poets. And who else is in here? I can't tell. So we have, thank you, poets, professional, amazing poets who curate their own spaces, for being here and doing what it is that you do. JC in the house, peace and blessings. How are you? We got to hear from some of these people. I'm sorry, I know it's youth open mic, but maybe we're going to have to hear some of these grown-ups who are pretty amazing at what it is that they do. Nice to see you, JC. And, but I want to hear a little Amethyst Cottrell, who is a word seed poet. Amethyst sits on the word seed board. And are you ready, Amethyst, for some of your work?
My work, yes. Let me pull it up.
While she's pulling it up, should I tell you some secrets about Amethyst? Amethyst is a college student, and she is currently studying in Boston. She's in Seattle right now, and she has studied abroad in Madrid. That's where she started studying abroad, and she is studying criminology. Is that right?
Sociology and criminology.
Double majoring because she's an overachiever like that. And I just learned that she is applying for law school. So snapping it up for Amethyst, who is doing what she does. All right, Amethyst, whenever you're ready.
Okay. This poem is called I Like to Think. I like to think that every hand perfectly fits another, that every first name has a perfect last, and that every soul has a perfect mate. That when you're old and lonely and no one thinks you can, someone will come around to keep you warm, to give you a family that makes you want to spend every single day with them. Someone who makes you smile for no reason, someone who will take the painful memories away and help you to create better, happier ones. To give you that sparking, pulsing electricity flowing through your body from the slightest touch of their hand. I like to believe that the simple movement of him picking up a fallen shoe can make you feel like a princess, that you can have never met him before and yet you feel as though you can tell him everything the second you lay eyes on each other. Someone you can skip a day of school with just to go to Disneyland. Someone you can talk to for years and not even know you're dating until you're married. Someone you haven't talked to or seen for years, but when you meet again, you know. Then you can start with hating a person, only to reveal that you truly love them in the end. Because if I don't believe in love, then all there is pain and suffering and tears and drugs and sex and death and lifeless bodies going through this dark world with no one there but yourself, and screaming and glass breaking and fear and dirty pants with muddy shoes. And then you find yourself in this horrible bloody mess where you keep falling deeper and deeper into the darkness until there is nothing. Nothing. Nothing but the small light at the end of the tunnel, with a hand outstretched waiting for you to pull you out of the darkness and into the light, into the love. That is, if you choose it. So I have to believe in this. I have to believe in love. Because if I don't believe in love, then there won't be anything stopping us from going headfirst into the spinning hell that we call life. Thank you.
Snapping it up. There's John Coley, her uncle is on the chat saying snaps like that. You saw those eyes. I hear someone saying, I'm reading someone say, yes, poet. And I see hearts, and this is going well. So thank you, Amethyst. And people here are pretty excited. Amethyst, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am. What
inspired you to write poetry?
Probably my mother being a poet. But for that particular poem, that one was love stories that I had heard and interviewed from people who were teachers in my life at the time. And I just really loved hearing their stories. So I was inspired by them.
So I'll tell the other secret. The other secret is that Amethyst is my daughter. And so, look, people are going, that's not fair. Come on, that's crazy. But she is brilliant and it's a pleasure to be her mom. It's quite easy to do. But the reason why she's here today is because she writes like that, and because she is a member of the Word Seed Board, and she is a youth. So Amethyst just turned 21, and that makes her still a youth, being a student and all. All right, so let's, someone says here, the pen doesn't fall far from the poet. Haha, quite nice, quite nice. Who else is in this room? Let me take a look. Sophia, how are you today? Do you feel like coming to the open mic?
Hi, actually, someone actually referred me to this group, so I wanted to check it out. It looks very inspiring, so that's why I joined.
So you want to listen and not read? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, more like listening, trying to learn about this because this is pretty new to me.
Oh, well, then I'm going to ask you this, Sophia. Thank you, first of all, for being attracted to the Speak series by WordSeed Inc. We love that you are here. So thank you for being here. There are a lot of writers here, Sophia, of all different stages, very young writers and really very seasoned writers, both here in the Zoom room and on Facebook. So my question for you is, do you have a question for these writers? And you don't have to have it this second. You can think about it and put it in the chat. But do you have a question for any of these, for writers and writers in general?
Yes, I do. But I would like to proceed like seeing people, learning about it and then, ask questions from there.
Yes, ma'am. No problem. So we will see you in a little while. If you have questions, you can ask. And let me say, people who are watching, if you have questions out here, please ask us so that we can address your questions. Whenever there's youth around, we have to make space for teaching moments. I'm a language arts teacher, so it's my habit. Can you imagine seeing me every morning, right? I'm all excited. every single morning. Hi, good morning. What are we doing? We're writing today. Let's do it. All right. So Amethyst, let's pick up one of those poems that you have from another one. I'm about to email one to Ashante so that she can read one too. And I would like, let's do it in that order. Amethyst reading one that she has from people who have submitted. Ashante, are you up for that? I'm going to email it to you right now.
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, Amethyst, whenever you're ready.
All right. This one is from a wonderful person named Kashmir. Friends unite to join the fight. Land in tilted towers we might. Stay up all day and night, never leaving to see the light. Building the highest height, fire coming in from left to right. If your health is growing finite, a cozy campfire you must ignite. Soccer skin or black night, all must fight as the storm grows tight. For those who know there's no better delight than the sweet satisfaction of winning Fortnite.
Listen, that was so cute. I couldn't even type that fast to Ashante, so we're gonna have to wait. Ashante, make it easy for me. Put your email in the chat so I don't have to search it up for me, would you please? That poem was really fun. When I first saw that, I thought, oh, okay, I gotta read this to my to the little boys in my life that I know play Fortnite. And I know there's girls who play Fortnite too, but the boys are the ones who talk about it. All right, so I'm gonna read from Zayani Randolph. Here's Zayani's poem. I love you, now I loved you. Now I miss you. You were my best friend. Now you're just a person. It was fun while it lasted. You were my brother. Now I'm brotherless. You were a sister. Now you're just a girl. I thought I found my people, but they left me. I had friends. Now I'm alone. I miss the FaceTime call of you doing your hair. I miss the FaceTime calls I would just sit there and watch you play the game. I miss playing with you. I miss getting on your nerves. Most of all, I miss you guys. You know, I really appreciate that poem because pandemic. Repeat after me, pandemic. I love that poem because people are really feeling disconnected. I have to tell you that I got a lot of poems from young people that say the same thing, that they're missing being with their friends and whatnot. So thank you, poet, for sharing those words. People can definitely relate, and you'll be great. JC, send me your email. Put it right there in the chat. All right, so I am going to send a couple emails. I'm gonna need Amethyst right now to read one of those poems. Take your time with it so I can send a couple of emails to the people who want to share. Can we do that? Take your time.
Okay. This one is by Yves Mary Fronten. Spring, spring, spring. Spring is here, sing with me. The long winter has passed, life goes on. It's time to clean up. Whatever falls in our lives, like everything else, let be new again. Spring, spring, spring. Spring is here, sing the butterflies. If you don't have allergies, come hang out. Let's enjoy one of the most beautiful seasons of the year. Spring, 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 spring is here, sing the birds in the neighborhood. You don't need to go too far, sometimes just in your own yard. You can see the multiple colors of the nature. It is not too cold. It is not too hot. Spring, spring, spring. Spring is here. Sing a smooth, windy. Sing a smooth windy at the windows. The weathers is friendly. Kid and adults have a place in the parks, playing or walking out. We can do all our things. Spring, spring, spring. Spring is here. Sing the children. Outside, come and have a taste or how your summer will be like.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. What are people saying in the chat? Amethyst, can you see the online? Eve says your voice is amazing. Your voice is amazing, girl. Think he's talking to you. And
Honor.
And Eve is a word seed poet based here in Paterson, New Jersey, via AT. I love hearing him speak his French and his patois. We got some positive notes here. Amira Shabazz Bilal is in the audience, another amazing creator, fantastic poet. So people who are reading know that she's here for that. Ashante, did you get the email? Are you ready? Is she there?
Yes, I did receive the email. It just took me a bit of time to open the image. Okay, I've opened it.
Okay. So whenever you're ready.
Yes. This is by Kaylee Rodriguez. He belonged to me. I saw him, how he acted around that girl. Their eyes locked with mine. As I slit her chest open, I heard their screams of agony. He dropped to his knees. Tears blurred his vision. I smiled as her scarlet-colored blood ran in streams. A blood in my hand. I ripped out her thumping heart. Shouldn't you be grateful, I said. I thought you wanted her heart.
I love that poem, actually. Would you, I want us to really appreciate that. Would you mind just do it again? It's just, pay attention to what this young person, I think she's 12 years old, what she does with imagery. Please.
He belonged to me. I saw him, how he acted around that girl. Their eyes locked with mine. As I slit her chest open, I heard their screams full of agony. He dropped to his knees. Tears blurred his vision. I smiled as her scarlet-colored blood ran in streams. A blade in my hand. I ripped out her thumping heart. Shouldn't you be grateful, I said. I thought you wanted her heart.
Is that beautiful or what? I just love it. We have another poet who is going to be read by Jessie Covet. Jessie Covet is an author and an incredible poetry enthusiast. I don't know if you call yourself a poet, but he definitely is a novelist. I got to read some of his book in the making, and he is here all the way from Burlington, Vermont. Are you in Burlington, Vermont? Turn your mic on. Can't hear you.
There I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Listen,
It's
in Burlington.
Corvid, not COVID. I'm not a disease.
Oh my gosh, did I do a Freudian slip like that? Corvid,
okay.
I apologize. You know what?
That's okay.
We are saturated in pandemic, and you blame that on the mindlessness and not the heart. Corvid. That's a beautiful name, by the way. I said COVID. That's crazy.
That's all right. It happens all the time at stores and stuff.
Oh, see, look, subliminal messaging. Are you ready?
I haven't gotten the email yet.
You haven't? Check again,
No.
refresh your browser.
Okay.
So, and while you do that, multitask and tell us about your novel.
Oh boy.
Just give me the 30-second elevator pitch of the novel.
How about you give it a try?
Okay, so he is writing about a woman named Gina. I haven't read it in a long time, so this is gonna be good. A woman named Gina who is a baseball star, and she is the only woman on a Major League Baseball team, and we are exploring her ups and downs through being a very good, amazing African-American pro baseball star in a male-dominated world, and what it's like for her to experience those things in her life, and how her family and community receives her during this process. And she keeps breaking records, and she's amazing. And every once in a while, I want to know what's going on with Gina. Did that do it?
Yeah.
Are you
She will.
impressed? Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been like a couple of years since I talked about her. So you got an email from me?
No.
All right, then we have to do something different. So I am going to read something, and then I will. Well, who's here in the audience though? Who's here in the room? Is there somebody in the room that needs to? Let me do my view. Got a gallery view. Nope. All right. So let me read from here, and then I will try sending you an email again.
Okay.
Okay. So and we're gonna have the amazing.
Did I spell it right? Corvid?
It's your name.
I know. But
Listen, we're all
you left
lax
out the
tonight. We are
R.
all lax tonight. Right? Like you can't get any more relaxed than this.
Okay.
For people out there in the world who are watching, listen, it happens the way it happens, okay?
Yeah.
It happens the way it happens. All right, so I tried again. So see if you have it now. And I am going to pull up, first of all, let me say thank you to all of these amazing poets who have submitted via our website. For all of you who don't know, and maybe some WordSeed person right now, maybe Eve can put it in the chat for you, www.wordseedinc.org. The address again is www.wordseedinc.org. I do that in class too. Kids think I'm weird. Sometimes I'm Siri. All right, so up here we have a whole bunch of messages, and so I want to unfold them and get one. This is from Darlene Mason. We didn't read Darlene yet, right? This is Darlene Mason. I don't know about these young people under 15. They had a lot of dark things going on, and this one is no exception. This is equally dark, but we like that, right? So Darlene Mason says this: roses are dead, violets are dying. Outside she's happy, but inside she's crying. She feels like she's dying, but she's always reprising. She looks like she's big and loud, but always she's quiet. She feels stuck, but is undone. You say she's glowing, but she's getting darker. You think she's so put together, but she's falling apart. She'll get better, but she is worse. She don't know who she is, but you do. She doesn't know if she loves herself, but she loves you more than anything else. She thought about it, but never tried it. There's always something to stop her. She imagines the future, but hates today. She tries to fix things, but she's still broken anyway. The sun is shining, but it feels like it's raining. It's dark, damp, smelly, stuffy, cloudy, everything that illuminates depression. Is it depression, or is it just sad at the moment? She feels like this moment most of the time. She can't even count how many times she faked a smile. She looks one way, but can't look the other way. What if things were different? What if things were different? What if things were different? And she writes a note at the end of this. I wrote this when I was going through a very hard time, and to show other people that feel or felt the way I did. I also wrote this to tell others that if we make the world differently, we have a different perspective in life and things can be better. But one thing I learned was anybody can have depression or be mentally challenged when tough situations come around you. And it could be anyone. You can be 2, 5, 8, 12, 15, 48, 92, any age. But most people don't know that. I hope this gives someone an inspiration to change the way they see things and to be open-minded and care for others. This girl is 12. I know that because she's one of my students. And mic drop. So
I must say that was beautiful. It was beautiful.
yeah, so Darlene, if you're watching, that was beautiful. Let me see what the people are saying in the chat. Live performance of paint. Oh, I don't see. Oh, they haven't seen it yet. We're on a delay. So I'll go back and look at it when the delay is done. And so Jesse, do you have a poem now?
A what?
Do you have the poem now?
No, it's not coming through.
Unbelievable.
Jesse Corbett at gmail.com.
Your thing says iCloud.
iCloud.
Does it say iCloud? Oh no, I'm mixing up two different things. So let me try again.
Okay.
I think I sent one to Gmail and one to iCloud. Good God. Here we go. Amethyst, pick something, anything to read. Do you have another one of yours, right, Amethyst? Do you have another one?
I have very, very rough drafts of previous ones.
That's okay. Is that
Give it a
okay,
shot.
people?
Give
That's
it a shot.
Yeah. We can do some workshop.
Give me 1 second to pull it up.
So what Eve is on saying about, remember we caught up with the delay. Eve said that Darlene's poem is deep, deep. I agree. It's pretty fantastic. And yeah, that's not a lot of comments about that. I mean, what can you say? And here I see, wow, very well said. Yes, that was deep. Okay, so I'm gonna send, listen, I need you to talk to the people because I'm multitasking over here trying to send poems and whatnot. What?
I just say that the poems so far, they're all really good. Doesn't surprise me. I've seen other work that you've inspired in your students. There was one poem you sent me in particular, one of the kids who couldn't write a poem, and you said something like, let the pencil do the work, something like that.
Yeah.
And also, these poems are describing things that Gina Fields, the main character in my novel, it's the last one was written by a 12-year-old. Her best friend is killed when they're both 12 years old, and she goes through a lot of this stuff, and she is saved from it by her mom. So it's good stuff. And
Yeah.
thank you to all the writers and the readers.
Yes, thank you to everyone. I already said it was absolutely beautiful. The poems are just amazing today. But the last one, it really hit me. I was able to relate to it to a very strong level. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse, I tried that again. And I also want to get one out to Lena. First of all, thank you to all of these young poets who decided to be a part of the Speak series in one way or another. That's really exciting. We started off the Speak series for National Poetry Month with an adult open mic. And then we had our regular Speak series when any person from any place could send in poems to the website and have our professional poets read them. Additionally, so you're here tonight with the youth open mic, and you know, what we see is that young people have things to talk about, and they are very capable of expressing themselves and having real good, important conversations about things that really matter. Next week on the what's next Friday? 24th, I think. Next Friday, we're talking to little children, little children, like under 10. And we're going to have seedlings with Miss Felicia. It is going to be really fun. Miss Felicia is an author of children's books. She is also a member of the Word Seed Board. She has a whole series of children's books that she has done. And if she runs out, then we're going to read stories by other people. This is a pretty fantastic show. I think it's going to be a lot like Lamb Chop, right? So you'll be joining us for Seedlings with Miss Felicia next week. And for everyone here and people you know who speak other languages, we're inviting you for the last Friday in April to send us your poems in your native language. Send it to us on video, send it to us on a voice clip, however you want to send it, make sure it's appropriate. And we're going to be listening untranslated to your voices in your native language. So please spread the word on that one for the last week in April. Happy Poetry Month. So Jessie, I hope it came through this time and you were able to peruse that poem. And I'm also sending a poem to Lena and a poem to Amethyst, and I think I'll have another one for Ashante. And by that time, we will be 1 hour in, and I'll have to tell you again about how many Happy Poetry Month things that you can do. And remember that you can watch this archive on the Patterson Poetry Festival. I said it again, Patterson Public Library website and archive, in addition to the Wordseed Inc. Archive on YouTube and on our website. Those will be available in May. So pay attention right now, because you're about to hear some more amazing poems from exciting, amazingly talented young people. You do not want to miss the joy that these young people put into these poems. And I got to tell you, we have a session in my class that's called 5-minute poem, 5-minute poetry. I give them 5 minutes, and you cannot believe what they can create in 5 minutes. Some of the poems you heard today, 5-minute poems, okay? All right, so Jessie, you got it?
Yeah.
Woohoo! That was like rocket science over there. So Jessie has the poem. He's gonna read that for us. Professional writer reading your poems. Do you love it? Do you love it? I love it.
Professional. Yeah, right.
Yeah, do the poem.
Felina, I don't see an author's name. Oh, sorry. Tamika Porter? Is that right? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I have to. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Tamika Porter. Poem called Remembering or Not. I remember not remembering a thing, even little things, such as remembering. I remember when I thought I wasn't myself. Everything was a blur. I couldn't remember if I was someone else. I lived. I like to think. I can't remember when my brain started to shrink. Write everything to get it done just to forget. Trying to remember people I already met. Remembering some things you can't remember has to be the worst illusion. Filled my life with notes, sticky pads, old and new things, yet all confusions. I remember not remembering, but I never forget my writing.
All right, these next poems are, thank you, Jesse, for reading that. Let me do a little disclosure. Tamika Porter is not one of the youth people. She's actually been writing for a long time, and she's young, millennial age, and she is a parent herself. And she usually submits to the regular Speak series, and so that's an oversight on my part. I have to read these, family, because these are super short and almost haiku length. And so I want to just read them from here, if that's okay. Everybody's good with that? Hearing no objections. Here is from Angelina, haiku length. Back to the bright sun. Perhaps I'll find your smile there. And this is Sarai. Oh no, that one Amethyst Red, pardon me. It's not short. I was looking at the truncated portion. And this one is Dorian. Dorian says, listen carefully to this. This blew me away. A fantasy universe in which all men are free, whether they are black, white, or some other race, they will be free. This is everybody's dream universe. That's it. I was really moved by that because he opens it up with a fantasy, you know. How come we can't have that? Why can't we have that? Dorian is 13 years old. He is a brilliant scholar, and I appreciate him a great deal.
Selena,
Yes, sir.
that was by a 13-year-old?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
nice.
Listen, don't sleep on these babies. Don't do it. All right, family, I'm having a little trouble seeing any ones that we haven't read yet. And so I'm gonna take a little peruse through here, and I wanna open this up for questions. If you have some questions in the live stream, or if you have any questions here in the Zoom room, go ahead and put those there right now. If I missed your poem tonight, because I'm looking at it the way that I'm looking at it, don't worry, we will read them on the Speak series in the future. And we appreciate you for sending in your poems. I have some 26 messages here, but they're not all from today, or for this week. And so I appreciate you. We need more of these. We need to be shuffling through too many poems. That would be a great problem to have. The Word Seed Board is currently contemplating how we can put into an anthology, your Speak Series anthology, words that you have sent in. We, of course, will not do that without your permission. And we love to have you continue to send into the Speak Series. And for the record, the Speak Series was born last Poetry Month. We are 1 year old. Happy birthday to the Speak Series. It was born last Poetry Month during the pandemic because we were in pandemic, but we're still in pandemic, but we were in quarantine and we couldn't go outside and we couldn't do the things that we would normally do. And being Poet Laureate, I called up my friend, Jersey City Poet Laureate at the time, Rashad Wright, and said, hey, you want to do some Poet Laureate stuff and bring some poetry to people and have them send in their poems and we can read it for them online? And he's like, too easy. I love that response. Too easy. And so that's how the Speak series was born, on our personal pages and in Instagram. And as you can see, because you are here now, the Speak series has its own page and its own life and its own thing. It was supposed to only be 3 episodes last April, and it has been going on for a year. And so happy birthday to the Speak series, and thank you all for being so supportive of the Speak series and letting it have its own life. I'm looking for questions, concerns, comments. When I'm in class, I say compliments, of course, are always welcome. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, you can ask us that. Dewana says, thank you, Wordseed. Thank you, Dewana. We really appreciate you being here. Do you know I'm a Dewana fan? Real talk. Real talk. I said it out loud. Okay. She's also saying, Lana! She's screaming, Lana. And what else is happening here in the thread?
Kalina,
Yes, sir.
your little free library behind you,
Uh-huh.
Gina Fields has one of those on her front porch.
Oh, that's wonderful. You know what? That little free Jesse. All right. Wordseed Inc. is the parent of this Speak series, and Wordseed Inc. is also the parent of the Little Free Libraries in the parks. What we do is we go and we put Little Free Libraries in all of the parks in our city. And we were just nominated for an award for outstanding achievement for these Little Free Libraries. This is a big deal because there are 75,000 Little Free Libraries in 85 countries. And so our little project here in Patterson is being singled out for the work that we are doing here. So thank you for seeing that. That one is done by Crafty Designs by Lee. It is a gift to us for the work that we are doing. And if you need anything, contact Crafty Designs by Lee. You can find her on Instagram and Facebook, and her work is amazing. You can tell her I said so. Lana, do you have any words before we do anything else? We have to honor your presence here.
No, just these youth have to be honored because this is absolutely amazing and inspiring. I love hearing what the next generation has to say, and it's really deep and it's profound how beautifully spoken they are at 12 years old and 13 years old. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. It's incredible when it comes from 15, 16, and 55-year-old people, but to think that some of these writers are only 12 years old and expressing themselves like that, absolutely beautiful. So thank you for letting me be a part of that.
Thank you for being here. That's too easy.
If you want something to be shared, I would be happy to read something on behalf of somebody, or I have something I'd like to share. I'm not a youth, but
no, do it.
Like me to do that now? You have some time to fill?
Yes, I would love you. We would love to hear from you.
I would like to share this piece in memory of Adam Toledo and of all of our Black and brown sons who have been lost at the hands of this ridiculous violence that's occurring throughout our streets in this country. It's sickening where we're at, and everybody that's been lost, regardless of age, has been somebody's son. And I think we forget sometimes that all of these men at any age are sons. And so as a mother, this is a piece that I wrote for my son when he was born. Boricua! This is how my son made his entrance into the world, with all the fanfare and fania of a Puerto Rican Day parade, with a rush over my body and a tightening in my belly. Boricua! His soul cried out before his body slipped out, like montañas melting into cielo, Jibarito preparing to depart la isla one final time. Yo soy Boricua, pa que tú lo sepas. or even if you choose not to, I am here. I am arriving. I am ready to take on the world. I am man, I am boy, and I am on my way to greater things, to anything and everything that awaits me in that other place. For months, I have kicked and jostled, bounced and bopped, done handstands and flywheels inside of this cocoon, but now is the time. I hear the call from the outside as soon as my mother steps from the church. Take the love of God with you as you go. They sing, que bonita bandera. They sing songs of love, anthems of light, volleying off the walls of my womb, a rallying cry to the spirit inside of me. The time is now, rush. The time is now, rush. Overcoming, overwhelming, all that my mother is, has, and ever will be, until all she can feel is me, with a rush and a whisper. Boricua. Mama, I am on my way. Pa que tú lo sepas. Just so you know.
And that is why all of the people are excited about Lena being in the house. Listen, I snap, a bow. You have my deepest bow. You are. Thank you for sharing that. I love your poetry. I love that it incorporates multiple language, that it incorporates song, and that it just like it vibrates our skin and bones and flesh. Is fantastic. Thank you for that. I sent you an email
Okay,
just
you ready?
now. And Sophia,
I have it.
excellent. Sophia, if you have any questions for me, put it in the chat. I didn't forget about you. And Lena has the poem that she's going to look for us. So Lena,
You
whenever you're ready,
for that one?
your camera's closed. I don't know if you intended to do that.
I think it's because I'm on the email at the same
No
time.
problem. Go ahead. We'll just hold space for you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So this is by Yaritza Chavez, and here is the piece. I'm happy that I'm going to celebrate my birthday. It's like a dream. I imagine what dress I would wear or what hairstyle I would do. Sometimes I want to be like a dog so that my parents will tell me yes to everything. Sometimes I look at the stars smiling at me with a twinkle in their eyes and telling me to make a wish. I always have a perfect birthday. Snap it up for the poet.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, family. We promised you an hour of love, and you got an hour of love. And not that we're in a rush to go anywhere. So I want to take this time to make a little pause for folks who might have questions for us. I'm checking the chat. Oh, listen, come through, babe boys. Lena, Boricua, say that. Yo soy Boricua. Yes, 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 yes. And like somebody, yes, yes. All the yeses for Lena. So thank you very much for sharing, Lena. It's not just me who loves what you bring to the world. We're so glad you were born. And I want to go around again and say thank you to Ashante Gordon. Is she still here? Thank you to Ashante Gordon, and thank you to for your presence and your brilliance. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's show her. Say, open your mic, Ashante. Say hi to the people.
Hi, and thank you so much, Miss Queen, and everyone.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. It's an honor for you to be here. Thank you, Jesse, for reading here tonight. Thank you so much. Open up your mic, Jesse, and say something to the people.
Thank you to Lena for putting this together. It's these little events that I got a writers group up here in Brattleboro, Vermont, and there's just 5 of us, but we keep doing it, been doing it for 2 years. So it matters. And thank you.
Words matter. And thank you, Jesse. And thank you to Amethyst. Amethyst, open up your mic.
Wow, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. We appreciate your board being on the board, and we appreciate your contributions to the world. And thank you for being awesome sauce. And thank you to Sophia, who am I saying that right? Who is here on
Yeah.
who's,
Boricua.
who's here with us. Thank you for being so articulate and about your desires and making sure that we made space for you. We appreciate you for that. And thank you to all the people who are watching and who will watch in the future. Listen, if you watch tonight and you heard any single thing that you like, share this with someone and tell them to share this with someone, because how could you deprive the people of this youth magnificence? Don't do it. Share it with the people, and you know, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just share. Be in love. Let me remind you one more time that we are at www.wordseedinc.org. If you feel so compelled, you can make a donation, but that is not an obligation. We are doing the Patterson Poetry Festival as a hybrid event. Means we're going to be live. We're going to be in person. It's going to be amazing. October 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, emphasizing, I'm saying 4. We just added a 4th day. 4 days of Patterson Poetry Festival. It is both live and virtual. You're going to be able to watch it all over the planet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So that's Patterson Poetry Festival, October 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see all of our future events on the website. Go to wordseed.org. The Speak series, if you want to submit some words, we have Little Free Library, the award-winning Little Free Library Project. We also have the Maria Mazziotti Gillen Literary Service Award. That's a lot of words, but let me tell you what it does. What it does is honor people who have been perpetuating poetry in the world. They don't even have to be poets themselves, but maybe they hold the forums to make space for other people to share their words. They are doing the service of poetry for other people. And they may be poets themselves as well. But that doesn't matter. If they are doing the service, they are eligible for this award. If you know somebody that you think deserves the Maria Mazziotti Gillen Literary Service Award, send us a note. I'm going to put a form up on the website, which you know what it is by now, www.wordseedinc.org. And you can go there. That form should be ready this week, and nominate somebody that you think deserves this award. The Gillen Award is in its 3rd year, and we are hoping that over the years to come that it will be as prestigious, and we think it is. Only one person a year as the Pulitzer or some of those other awards that you may get. And it is because it comes from the community. We're saying thank you to those of you, some of them among us right now, who perpetuate the poetry being in the world. We appreciate you. We appreciate your voices, and we appreciate the forums that you give to other people to share their voices. Thank you, and this little heart. I appreciate you. What else does WordSeed Inc. do? So we have the Gillen Award, we have the Little Free Libraries in the Park, we have the Speak series, you're here now, and we have the Seed to 3 literacy program. Why? Because seed to 3 years old, we know that people need to fall in love with words even before they're born. Just like the little Boricua we heard about just now. In the womb, being exposed to words, we need that to happen. So we are making a commitment to teach adults how to give words to their children. How do you read a book to them? How do they hold the book? What kind of language do you want to put around it? And we're also made the commitment to help build those libraries for those young people. There are a lot of kids in the world who have Jordans, iPhones, expensive jewelry, all kinds of stuff, and no books. We aim to change that. right from the when we want them falling in love. So by the time they get to my class, they like reading. That's what we're trying to do. And we're always making something new. And our newest project, you'll be able to see next week, Seedlings with Felicia, which is a seed to 3 literacy program. That's all I have. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you to everybody in the Zoom room. Thank you to everybody out in the world. Happy Poetry Month. You are appreciated. Amethyst, you want to take us out with any last words?
Just again to reiterate how amazing and wonderful everyone's poems were today. It was absolutely breathtaking and astonishing. I am so happy to have been a part of it. Thank you to everyone who is out there on Facebook watching us and into the chat. Thank you so much.
And that has been the Speak Series. Bless your life.
Bless you, Talina.